Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be learning about natural language processing. More exactly, we're going to be learning about text generation. So what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to make a neural network that is going to learn based off Shakespeare work in order to create its own Shakespeare work. So for that we're going to be using RNN. So RNN stands short for recurrent neural network. It is used in machine translation, text generation, image captioning, and many other fields. RNN is particularly useful because it keeps track of the previous data that it saves in a state, thus allowing it to learn in a continuous manner. Since it operates like that, it is very useful with temporal data such as financial charts and obviously text processing tasks. So let's start. The first thing we're going to be doing is importing our Python libraries that we're going to be using. So we're going to be using TensorFlow. We're also going to be importing NumPy as NP, and finally we're going to be importing OS. So to run this, you just need to click on the run button and it should work. Now we get an error. It says no module named TensorFlow. To fix this, we can simply do pip install TensorFlow and run this. Now we can run this again and we should have it without any issue. Okay, now the next thing what we want to do is download the Shakespeare text. So for that, we're going to be using TensorFlow. So tf.keras.utils.getFiles. Just get file, singular. The file that we're looking for is called, okay, it looks like we got an error here. Pip unknown command install, maybe you meant, oh yeah, I forgot an S here, install. Let's run this again. So here the file is called Shakespeare, like this, .txt. We're going to be giving it a source to download it from. So this is the link. It's going to be in the description. You just paste it here. And we're going to be saving it in a variable. So here, obviously, it's downloading the TensorFlow. It's taking a bit of time. So let's just save it in a variable. We're going to be calling it path of file. Okay. Now let's just wait for it to download and we'll continue when we're done. Okay, so it looks like we're done installing TensorFlow, which means that now we can run the imports and they will run without any issue. We can now run the line where we download the file, and it should be downloading the file from the internet, which it did. Now the next step would be to read and decode the text. So let's say text equals open, and we're going to be opening path of file, and we're going to be opening it in read binary mode. We're going to need to run the read function, and then we're going to need to decode the text, and we're going to be saying encoding equals UTF-8. Now that's it for the text. We can print the first 20 characters to see what it looks like. Yeah, text of 20 characters like this. And as you can see, it looks like the text has been downloaded properly, and we can look at for example, the first 200 characters, they're here. We can look at the length of the text to see how many characters there are in total. And that returns about 100,000, 111,000, no, a million and 1.1 million characters approximately. The next step would be to find the vocabulary used inside the text. So for that, what we're going to be saying is vocab equals, here we're going to be using the set function, set text. And what this does is it will return a list of all the unique characters used inside the text. For example, let's say we have a text that says hello, right? So in this case, we will get H, E, L is repeated, so we'll only have L once, and O. So this is all the vocabulary that's used inside the hello text. So we're going to be doing the same for the entire text that we download, an entire Shakespeare text. And then if we print this, then obviously we will get the list, right? So let's print the vocab. With a B. As you can see, we get an object that has all the elements, all the vocabulary that's used inside the text. Now the thing is, it is not sorted in alphabetical order, so we can use the sorted method in order to get it in alphabetical order, and this should return everything in a nice alphabetical order. So that's it for the vocabulary. We can now create a data set. The next step here will be mapping. It's called mapping. So what this step does basically is, we know that neural networks only work with numbers, but now here we have characters. So we need to find a way to map each character to a numerical value, right? So that the machine learning model can work with it. So for the mapping, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the enumerate method. So let's create a variable called char2index, and we're going to be setting it to u comma I for every I comma u in enumerate vocab. So what this is going to do is, like, for every vocabulary here, it's going to separate it into the actual character, and here the index, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And we're going to be creating here a map. So first the character, and then it's going to be mapped to the actual index here. So that's what we're doing here. And then we need to vectorize the text. So let's create another variable called text as int, and it's going to be equal to np.array, so a numpy array. And then here let's open the brackets to create a list, and we're going to be using char2index. We're going to be passing it C for every C in text. So for every character in the text, we're going to be converting the character into a numerical value, save it into an array, and convert it to a numpy array, right? So here, for example, we could just print obviously text as int, and we could just print the first 5 elements. We should be getting some integers here. Okay, so as we can see, every number has been converted to a specific integer, and this is good because the mapping is here, and we can reverse it afterwards to get a character out of an integer. And the easy way to do this would simply be to create here a variable. We'll call it index to character. It's going to be used later on in order to revert back to the original characters, and we're going to be simply doing npy the array and then here vocab. That easy. Save it here, so run it, and we don't need the printing, but it doesn't hurt to have it, so let's just leave it.